Guten Tag. This is Augustus reporting from on board the MHS Hysteria. I have finally settled back on board after returning from our expedition to Alexandria and beyond. I have indeed found the Universal Library and come up with a few more convenient methods for entering and exiting without all the hustle and bustle. But beyond proving that it does exist, our first expedition yielded very little useful knowledge. The libraries that I hypothesized, a series of gateways into other libraries, was only partially accurate. From what the Sphinx we met, did Lily mention the Sphinx? I told her to mention the Sphinx. What the Sphinx hinted at was that the doorways only consisted of about a third of the library. They link to collections of knowledge, but there are other things catalogued in the Great Library, including the entire third devoted to fiction. I shouldn't have to tell you that this is very disturbing news. Mankind, despite the great vision required by some mastermind to create such a great library, has not outgrown its childish attachment to fairy tales and nonsense. But if it's in the library, it must have some value. So, at the expense of a great deal of my patience and a good portion of my sanity, I am endeavoring to find a reason behind why fiction remains so important to us in the future. The captain is, of course, an expert on the unconventional. So, of course, his personal library contains much madness and insanity. First book on the pile, first sentence. Alice was beginning to get very tired of sitting by her sister on the bank, and of having nothing to do. Once or twice she had peeped into the book her sister was reading, but it had no pictures or conversation in it. And where is the use in a book, thought Alice, without pictures or conversations?
Pick it back up, Doctor.
Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. I have now read it cover to cover, and I disagree with every word. This is a story of absolute, insufferable nonsense. Why does this book exist? Rabbits do not wear waistcoats. And if they did, they would not wear a stopwatch because they do not tell the time. And even if they could, they do not have the motor skills to open the stopwatch. Some of it is just careless stupidity. Why, she, of course, said the dodo, pointing to Alice with one finger. Dodos do not have fingers. One does not need to be an ornithologist to know this. One also does not need to be an entomologist to know that inhalation of smoke would be lethal to a caterpillar. Perhaps the most depressing thing about this book is that the captain is in it.
I am not.
How many Mad Hatters are there?
That's a different one.
Is there a society for you people? How is a raven like a rating desk? The only thing that I hate more than riddles are riddles without answers. Everything about the Tea Party chapter is maddening.
It's a mad tea party.
It's nonsense. This Mr. Lewis Carroll must have been deeply disturbed. In my professional opinion, as a doctor, I can fairly accurately assess that this man probably suffered from temporal lobe epilepsy, as well as a dangerously loose grasp on reality due to cognitive dementia. I struggle to comprehend how he managed to get this book published.
He was a professor of mathematics, you know.
He was a what? You can't be serious.
I know, but he was a professor of mathematics.
That can't be right. Did he write anything else?
Try the next book in the pile.
The Jabberwocky.
Billy, the doctor's exploded.
Okay.
Why would you play croquet with a flamingo?